And welcome to my channel. My name is Shawnee and we are Glitzy Stitches Home by Shawnee Lee. Today we're going to be participating in the Just Our Imagination Challenge. It's hosted by my friend Brenda of Rustic and Lace DIY. Hosting today is also Kathy Jo DIY, and our guest host today is Craft Crumbs. I'll have each of their channel links in my description box below, as well as the link to the awesome playlist. I have this 14-inch wood round, and I have painted it in the color Laguna by Apple Barrel, also the color Sky Blue by Apple Barrel, and we have the color Lilac by Folk Art Paints. Now I've just simply rainbowed them. And also on my Cricut, I've cut out a mermaid, and I've cut out the font, and it's going to read, "Let Your Flip Flop." Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place the standard letters for the "Let Your." Placed good. It's perfect. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and rub this spatula. Perfect. Now I want to go ahead and place the flip. What we're going to do is we're going to do the F and the I upside down. Right? Super cool so far. Super cool. Let your flip. Okay. Okay, these letters are going to come right off without our transfer tape as well, which I'm glad, because we're going to make this just crazy, guys. If you decide to recreate this project, you can do these letters any way you choose. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make them a little bit crazy. Let your flip flop. Is I have the bottom to the mermaid tail. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to place, it's blue. Now we're going to put the blue on the bottom. Okay. Just like so. I'm going to do it just like this. I love this placing right here. So I'm going to go ahead, grab my spatula, and rub it just like this. Now you can use this for a wall hanging. You can set this on a desk, in a picture holder. It would be so, so cute. I think I'm going to send this to my granddaughter for her upcoming birthday, which is not until October, but she absolutely adores mermaids. 2 parts to this mermaid tail. Now the challenging part for me is going to be getting the top to the mermaid tail placed. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this on the transfer paper. Okay, and again, it peeled right off of the paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do it like this. I'm going to wing it, and hopefully we can get it aligned pretty good. And there we go. Okay. Not perfect, but so cool looking. From the Dollar Tree, I purchased a pair of mermaid flip-flops. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use only one, and I'm going to use the left one, just like this. What we're going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and I want to pull these nice and tight. Make sure the prongs are real nice and tight on here. I'm going to set our sign aside. I'm going to apply some hot glue to the center, just like that. Push this through, hold it. Okay. We're going to repeat that. Actually, we're not going to need to repeat that. It was just the one that separates the toes. Okay. Grab your E6000 for this, because if it's put on a door or anything, it'll melt right off without your E6000 glue. You have to have that backup glue. You can use another glue. You could use a Gorilla Glue on this. You could probably actually use anything that is good for rubber. Okay, now I'm going to take the hot glue for that right now hold. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get our piece up here on the desk. Oh my gosh, this turned out so much better than I anticipated. That's always fun when that happens. All right, I'm going to go ahead, hot glue this right there. And this is the use of our flip-flop. So, so cute. All right, guys, and I'm just going to make sure it's right on our sign, and there we go. I'm going to press down. We want it nice and flat. Oh, this turned out so, so good. I see a little right here glued speck I'm going to get real quick. Perfect. We got it. Oh, that E6000 is checker. So you can hang this on your front door. You can hang this in your room. Again, I'm going to send this to my granddaughter, and there we go. Let your flip flop. I'm going to call this a finished DIY, and on to DIY number 2. For DIY number 2, we're going to be using placemats. One of our challenge items is to use placemats in our DIY. So what I'm going to do today is I purchased these placemats at Walmart, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to remove the label, and I'm going to do this very carefully. You'll need 2 placemats. You will need a scoreboard, and also you may want to use a pair of real sharp scissors, your finger knife, and or on some pieces you can use your blade board. So what we're going to do first is I have my scoring board here, and we're going to score on the side that is going to be the outside. And we're going to score this at 7.5 first. So we're going to go right ahead. We're going to score this at 7.5. And you want to make sure you really get into that score. Okay, we're going to turn this. And again, we're going to score at 7.5. What's funny about this, and what I really was like, oh yay, I'm going to make one of my vinyl tote bags, is because I have made 2 of these this week already for my upcoming craft shows this season. So we just want to make sure they're nice and permanent. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn this on the long side. Okay, you may say, well, Shawnee, how are we going to get this to where it's scored all the way down? Because this is about 17 inches and our score pad is only 12. Let me show you how we're going to do this. At 2 inches, you're going to go down, okay, just as far as it'll go, which we know is 12 inches, all the way down, just like so. Okay. Now you want to flip this. There we go. Have it flipped. And at 2 again, you want to go down and you want to meet your other score line. I usually just go ahead and go all the way down with it. Again, I want to make sure that I have a nice deep score line. Okay, we're going to flip it around once and we're going to do that again to varnish this now. Now, how I varnish mine, guys, is you can see that definite line that you've made. Okay, and I always go through and pinch these first because it's very important that these are even. So we're going to go ahead like this. Okay, I'm going to take and I'm going to varnish right here. Now I have used the Dollar Tree placemats for these and they are way more pliable, but in the end I don't find them to be as sturdy as the Walmart placemats, and the Walmart has a variety, big variety. Okay, now you want to do your other score lines. Each score line, guys, you want to varnish. Okay. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and get this other side done. We'll be right back. Okay, and now for each side, what we're going to do is we're going to take and right on your score line, you're going to go up to your very first score. Don't go past that line, just right up to your very first score. And then we want these to lay really nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to angle in on the sides. We're going to go on the long side here and we're just going to angle in. You don't have to go drastic with it. You can just do a small angle in, just like that. Just like this. You're going to repeat that on the opposite side. Small angle in, like so. Small angle in. Perfect. All right. And this allows our bag to fold nice and neat for us. Okay. Now, what you're going to need is some double-sided tape. Now, I use the 1/2-inch double-sided tape on these, and this is from Amazon. I will have the link to my tape in my description box below. Okay, and what we want to do, you have to determine what you want to be your front and which you want to be your back. Okay, we have this. And we have this the exact same, so it doesn't matter. You want to make sure with these that your two sides are running the same way. I prefer myself to have the two panels that are open going to the back, like so. Okay, that's how it's going to be. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take some tape, and we're going to tape here, and we're going to tape here. Okay, I'm going to take my double-sided tape and I like to make sure that it's good and taped. I want to make sure this is not going to come undone. I will be selling these at my craft fair. We want to make sure that they're not going to be coming undone, and that would be embarrassing. Okay, let's see. One more. Fold here, the bottom, just a couple pieces. If you want, you can use a 1/4 inch on this piece. But since we have this here, I'm just going to go ahead and use this. Tape is so much better than glue on this. And this isn't our main bonding, guys. I'll show you our main bonding in a little bit, and that's where I differentiate from the inspiration. There we go, just like that, just like this. Now I want to make sure this is stuck good, and if you wanted to, you could even double tape this just for reassurance, but you really don't need to with the final fasteners that we're going to put on these. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bring my side up. Nice and even. And we're going to bring this side up as well. You want to make sure your top is even on both sides. Okay, that's perfect. Sure that it sits evenly on your surface. You can go ahead and you want to just like this. That tape is pretty strong, guys. So you can go just like this. Make sure it's going to sit nice and flat on your surface like so. Now, what I like to do is we're going to use brads for this. Go with gold brads. So I have measured out my bag on the side, and I've placed a dot with a erasable marker at 1, 4.5, and 6.5. Let me make sure I'm telling you right on that. 1, 4, and 6.5. 1, 4, and 6.5. Now I have an awl. If you have a big bite, by all means you could use it for this, but it's just as quick for me. I just use my awl. Now I'm going to very gently poke through the holes just like so. This is the toughest one because it is the bottom one and there are 2 layers to go through. I'm going to go ahead and poke through that. Okay, now we have the one that is at 4 right in the center. I went ahead and centered this as I measured. Okay, and at 6.5. So from the bottom, 1, 4, and 6.5. And I just went ahead and centered it. I take my brad, put my brad in, and I simply just separate my brad. Just like that. Now, my inspiration, she uses the screws, the snap screws it is. Now, I've tried those, and personally, just my opinion, I do not care for those because your material is loose on those. I don't care how much I pounded, how much I tried to tighten it. It just did not work. And also with the brads, they're totally replaceable, and over time they won't stretch the holes. Just like that. I think that's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and we'll be right back. Now we've measured a piece for the bottom of our bag at 7.25 by 2.25. Now it's up to you if you would like to tape it to the bottom or not. Now I'm going to go ahead and tape mine to the bottom so it's not loose, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use our patterned side, like the outside. I'll just use some 1/4 inch double side for this. We just don't want it to slide around. It doesn't have to be super tight. I'm just going to place this in the bottom of our bag. This bag also has a holster for your phone and or whatever else you'd like to carry in there. Really sturdy. And again, they're waterproof. For our handles, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make 1/2-inch handles. Now that's another way I differentiate from the young lady, Posh Paper Lady, because her handles are 1 inch. I prefer a thinner handle, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do 1/2-inch handles on this bag. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to mark them. You want these 1/2 inch by 17, or if you'd like to use the 1 inch handle, by all means, you can do that as well. Too noticeable there. You just want to round these corners on each end. Okay, just like that. All right, and you're going to repeat it with your second handle as well. To apply our handles, we're going to make sure that I'm going to do the front first. I took 2 pieces of double-sided tape and taped it to each end, just a small piece. And I'm going to place our handle where I think it would look really cool. So I'm going to put it right here in the center of this, okay? Now, you can either eyeball this or you can measure it. Now, I'm going to measure from the bottom of our handle to the bottom of our bag, and that is 6 1/4 inches. The reason I'm doing this is because when I do eyeball this, I'm going to make sure that I'm getting it pretty doggone even here. Okay, I got to take this off of here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make our puncture hole in the center, and we're going to put 2 brads alongside, just like we did for the sides of our bags. We're going to put 2 brads right in our, that's perfect, 2 brads right in our holes that we make for our handles. Now, I'm just going to go ahead. Now, I am going to eyeball this, so I'm going to be really careful. We want it that nice and centered right there for our brads. There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply a brad. Just like that. We will be covering the backs of the brads. Just like that, I'm going to repeat that over here, measuring to make sure that they are even and on the back of our bag, and we'll be right back. Now that we have our bag, let me see if I can bring this up. There we go. Now that we have our bag complete, these are so cute. Our little inside there, isn't that adorable? I think that's so pretty. We're going to go ahead and we're going to apply our holster. Now, this is 7 1/2 by 2 1/2. I've done 1/2 inch on each side folded in. And what we're going to do is we're going to double tape this. Now, this is one you do want to double tape. And I'm going to do 1/4 inch double-sided tape for these on each one, and I'm just going to apply it like so. I'm going to make sure that it goes in the back of my bag and not the front, and I'm going to cover our brads with a little piece of our material, and I'm going to put that on the opposite side as well, depending on which looks best to cover just these brads. The side brads are fine. You can put this wherever you want. I'm going to try kind of centering this, and you want to get it right to just line it up about 1/4 inch away from your bag corner there. Much better. Okay. And you want to press these. Now remember, this has that double tape on it, so that just causes it to stick even better. It's so, so awesome. Love me some Amazon double-sided tape. Okay. I'm going to go and I'm going to press like here. I'm even going to take my folder in, my bone folder, and I'm going to go ahead nice and smooth, just like so. All right. Okay, that's amazing. Can you guys see that in there? It's so, so cool. You can put your cell phones in here. You can put your notepads in here. You can carry your lunch in here. Now I'm going to cover our brats just up here, our brads, excuse me, our brats. I'm going to cover our brads just up here. The side ones don't bother me at all because once you get these top ones covered in the back so your metal isn't showing, it's so, so cute. I just love these bags. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover these up and we'll be right back with our final reveal. Cute. And on to DIY number 3. And for our third and final DIY today, we've been asked to work with tumbling tower blocks. Now what I'm going to make is a riser for my kitchen table. I have a vase of lilacs I want to put on this, and I'm going to be making the riser and then 40 tumbling tower blocks that I've purchased at the Dollar Tree. And also I'm using my L ruler from the Dollar Tree, and I have wood glue from the Dollar Tree. Now I have not used this wood glue in over 1 year, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all cut these popsicle sticks down, just the ends off of them, because I'm going to use these for my supports. Make sure you go check out the playlist. This is going to be so fun. And I want to thank Brenda and Kathy and our guest host for hosting this challenge. I've been really excited. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to apply my glue right from the brush. Any excess popsicle stick we can cut off. I'm not worried about that at all. This will all dry. I want it to dry natural so it will hold together better. This looks rustic. It is butcher block looking. I absolutely love this. 5 minutes to do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to gather all of our projects today, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.